I sent Maddie this TikTok because it's this Pilates instructor claiming that any clinical study that has ever been done for anyone has been majority directed towards men and the way that their bodies work on a 24-hour cycle instead of women and how their bodies work over a 28-day cycle, aka the period. You know,
menstrual cycle.
The big period, the big Red Sea. All right. So I'm so sorry if any of our men are listening. Feel free to like hit that 15-second
Carly
skip
goes,
ahead button.
The period.
The period.
It's the menstrual cycle.
Anyways,
I have mine.
When
right
your
now.
river flows red, this is what happens.
You have your period right now?
No.
I do. Sucks.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe that was also last week. Maybe you were PMSing a little.
No, I was just hungry because I was fine after that.
Okay, but I'm going to play this for you. So listen up. Buckle up and listen up.
Women have been left out of so many clinical trials over the years, and something that I watch women be affected by this on a regular basis is with their fitness. So I'm a Pilates instructor, and I see women come in all the time who want to lose weight, who want to gain muscle, maybe who want to gain weight and gain muscle, and they want to feel good about their bodies. But a lot of the time, they are following practices that have been encouraged because the research has been done on male bodies that follow a 24-hour cycle, which is a circadian rhythm, not a 28-day cycle, which is the infradian rhythm that women have in their bodies. And of course, when I'm talking about male and female, I'm talking purely about sex. If you want a healthy, fit body, and that is what you want, and you've been trying really hard for it, and you feel like you've just been tacking on more hours of exercise, or you've been trying to eat better, but you don't know why it's not working, you need to know these next few things that I'm going to share with you. So in the first 2 phases of your cycle, you have the most physical endurance, the most stamina. Your testosterone is the highest, and your ability to gain muscle is the highest within these 2 phases. This is your follicular phase and your ovulatory phase. Then, when you go into your luteal phase and your menstrual phase, things change. In your luteal phase and your menstrual phase, your metabolism actually speeds up, and you burn about 100 to 300 calories more.
All right. So that is what basically she's talking about, all these phases that women go through over a 28-day period. So Maddie and I, having seen a lot of things on TikTok that we know may not be completely accurate,
right,
wanted to do a little bit more research. And although we didn't find anything crazy, I found a couple of studies, but I don't think they were in depth enough.
The studies are so limited.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, also the studies,
because it's hard to generalize all women.
Well, yeah, you can't. And like, I feel like that's probably why there is such little studies. But what we did do is try to find like a general, like kind of a general idea of maybe what doctors have to say about the menstrual cycle and how it does affect our hormones, because it definitely does. And she's not completely off base in what she's saying.
No, she's not.
But it's also very, like, she put everyone kind of in the same group. And
yes.
What most of these articles are really stressing is that it is so different from person to person. Because you also have to think about...
Just like we always say.
Well, yeah.
With
always.
everything.
We always say that. But like, you also have to think about too, like if any female chooses to be on hormonal or non-hormonal birth control and anything like that. Like,
or an IUD.
An IUD, yeah. Like any sort of that kind of thing will also change it, I'm sure. So we're not making any medical claims. We're just going to read womenshealth.gov had some really key points that kind of went along the lines of the TikTok.
Yeah, what she was saying.
So
but this is just some food for thought.
Yeah, food for thought, and like kind of interesting because I feel like I've heard about this so much, but I've never really dove in.
Yeah.
So week 1, which is just on the first day to the 7th day or however long your period is, estrogen and progesterone levels are at their lowest, but they begin to gradually rise during your period, which it might be easier to get active once they rise again, previous to the first day / the week before you got it. In the second week, so the week after your period ends, your energy levels might begin to go up. Estrogen levels begin to rise really fast in preparation for ovulation, which is 2 weeks after, like 2 weeks every 2 weeks, basically.
Yeah.
Or well, out of the 4-week cycle, the second week. Week 3, estrogen levels peak. And this is the time of ovulation, around the time of ovulation, about 2 weeks before the next period for most women. That's when ovulation usually happens. When estrogen levels fall quickly after ovulation and progesterone levels begin rising, that's when you can sort of feel more tired and sluggish than usual. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't exercise at all. It might actually help. Like, exercise obviously is a proven mood booster. But they said that is often when women feel their most sluggish, which I feel like is so true. Like a couple weeks into the week, like around my time, like I feel exhausted and I never really knew why. And then week 4 and the week before your next period, you may feel less energy because estrogen and progesterone levels are falling. So physical activity has been proven in some women, some people, to lower PMS symptoms, premenstrual symptoms, but it's like I said, it's not a blanket statement. Everyone deals with them so differently. But
yeah, basically the follicular phase, what she was saying was with lower levels of hormones during the first phase of your menstrual cycle, your body is primed to maximize hard training efforts, which means your body is better able to access stored carbohydrates, making this an ideal time for high intensity training.
which is so cool. I mean,